Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in to my super chat. Thank you, William Holloway. William Holloway, thank you very, very much for starting it off. Thus, the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. Sun Tzu. Exactly, William. Exactly. Thank you so very much, William. And ladies and gentlemen, to my moderators, Eric H526, thank you as always, Eric H526. Luke St. Martin, thank you. And we have a very interesting segment. You know, Democrats have made their bed, and they worship celebrity. They elevate and worship and revere the voices of celebrities. And then they say, hey, look, you have to amplify and elevate voices of people of color. This is very important. And then you have Kanye West, who's running for president. And he might take some votes away from President Trump, but he's going to take a lot more votes away from Democrats of all demographic groups, because everyone loves Kanye West's music, and he has charisma. He has charisma. So if you don't like President Trump and you don't like the Democratic Party, which is a great many people, if you didn't like Trump and you were kind of left-leaning and you don't really like Democrats, you'd probably just, hold your nose and vote Democrat. Now you have somebody to vote for. So he's starting the birthday party. And he's disavowed President Trump, which is hilarious because now Democrats are like, what do we do? What do we do? He's disavowed Trump. So, William, thank you again, this is the best thing to ever happen. Like, this election is just ramping up to be like even more interesting than I thought it would be. You have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where Democrats now, they are convinced, they are absolutely convinced that Trump is going to lose. Just put Trump is losing on Google. How Trump is losing. President Trump is losing support. Donald Trump's lost cause. Trump admits it. He's losing. Oh, this is hilarious. The voters, Trump is losing. Donald Trump's... This is just in the past couple of days. Trump is losing our biggest and deepest arguments. Well, actually, the left doesn't really argue at all. They just try to condemn and demean. I have a segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to see it. It will be up right after this segment. It is about a letter written by J.K. Rowling and Noam Chomsky begging the left and others, many others, begging, please let us debate. I mean, Trump is horrible. The letter is hilarious. It's written like, it's true. Trump is the spawn of everything horrible and bad in the world. It's true. There's nothing worse than Trump. He's the worst. He's horrible. It's true. But please let us debate because our side's eating us up. So it's really hilarious. They say that Trump is a danger to democracy, and then they beg the left, or they beg people on social media who run the show on the left. See, because Trump and Trump supporters, like, one of the best things about Trump is he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You can condemn and mock him and judge him, and it's like on a microscopic level. I've had people try to condemn and judge me when I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, and then they condemn and judge me when I'm a Trump supporter, and condemn and judge. Like, you give another person power to condemn or judge you. That is not, you give another person the authority to do so. Nobody has, unless it's an actual judge or God, or maybe a family member or that loves you, or somebody that loves you, that cares about you. But nobody, like, people you don't know don't have the influence over you to condemn or to judge or demean. The most they can do is try to mock you or denigrate you or try to silence you. But then if you ignore them, thank you, Eric H526. Eric H526 and Luke St. Martin, the two best moderators in all of YouTube. This is the thing. They don't, so there's a very, very interesting, and it'll be a famous Harper's letter that they wrote, Noam Chomsky and J.K. Rowling, begging the left to not silence anyone on the left that disagrees with them, or anyone in particular, but mainly anyone on the left. What's taking place is really interesting, and it's kind of hilarious. It's also sad and pathetic. Their arguments cannot stand up to basic scrutiny. Their arguments, the same ideas or statements or ideology that is utilized to silence any opposition, cannot sustain just a modicum of scrutiny or debate or a counter argument. So instead, what they do is, well, any attempt at dialogue is viewed as heretical, blasphemy, and just you are actually, if you try to debate anybody, you're actually giving a voice and a platform, and you're amplifying all the negative impulses of humanity. So the letter is hilarious. I read it on H.A. Goodman's other channel, and it proves that President Trump is like a pillar of democracy. Trump doesn't care what you say or do. This is This is one of the best things about being a Trump supporter. Nobody cares why you're a Trump supporter. Nobody cares why you're voting for President Trump. And nobody cares or gives a you-know-what if you do vote for President Trump. Do I care if people I know vote for Clinton? Because it's going to be Hillary Clinton, and it ain't going to be Biden. Do I care? Do I really care? Do I really, really care? Ladies and gentlemen, the chat has to be... It always is with Eric H526 and Luke St. Martin, but just, the chat has to be like it's extra respectful, just because, like I want to go into November 3rd, totally, not just below the radar, but YouTube guidelines, because the thing is, I'm one of the few people telling you, well, I'm the only person telling you Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee, not Biden, which will be the biggest political call of all time. The biggest political call of all time. But I'm also telling you that Trump's going to win. Trump has lost his senior advantage. How Trump could lose the electoral college? Okay, so, he's going to win. But anyway, let's keep it really, really happy on the YouTube guidelines on chat. But anyway, one of the great things about President Trump is that he doesn't care. He doesn't care about what you say, what you do. It's like the opposite of Santa Claus. Like Santa Claus, he knows when you've been sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Trump doesn't care when you've been sleeping or awake, and he doesn't care if you've been good or naughty. And so do what you want. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And because he has complete disregard, for condemnation and outrage and judgment, this is like he's impervious to the media. He is absolutely impervious to Democrats. They can't touch him. And he pretty much runs the show on Twitter because anything he writes, they obsess over. So he can almost aim and decide the trajectory of their outrage, their vitriol, their venom. He can decide what and how and when they react to whatever he says. In many ways, Kanye West is like that. There aren't many people. Trump, Kanye is like this, but mainly President Trump, who can actually create a media narrative. And they try to deviate from anything that he does. And they try to spin his words and show him to be this monster and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, what they do is actually just amplify anything he says. And they don't realize that there's a great deal of strategy behind what Trump is doing. Same with Kanye West. So Kanye West, you have okay, is the stream messed up? Hold on one second. How's this? Is the voice better now? Is the voice better now? Is the sound better now? Okay, good. Okay, oh no, let me see if I'm wondering if my last segment is messed up. Oh, I hope not. I'll just utilize it anyway. So, all right, it's better. Eric H526, thank you. So, you don't have Gary Johnson anymore. You don't have G-Man, thank you. You don't have Gary Johnson took 4.5 million votes from President Trump. Kanye West is like 1 million times more popular than Gary Johnson in the Libertarian Party. Now, you have to understand that once he starts, they're going to try to silence him. They're already trying to mock him and denigrate him, but he doesn't care. He's one of the few people who actually benefits from anyone trying to go after him. He's like you have certain people who are like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Trump is definitely one of them. Kanye is one of them. When President Trump ran for president, and now you have Kanye West, people say, well, no, a presidency is George W. Bush getting us into endless counterinsurgency conflicts. No, a presidency is a person in a nice suit who, doesn't wear a hat, certainly not a red hat, and a person who, as presidential like George W. Bush and surrounds himself with really smart people like Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld. A person is like President Obama, who, with smart power, was able to obliterate a country in Libya. Now human beings are being bought and sold in that country. This is what the presidency is about. It should be respected. You should have the utmost reverence for the position and the authority of the presidency of the United States of America, because look how good the Bush administration was, and look how great President Obama's foreign policy was, and how honest his intelligence community was. Everyone sees through this. That's why when Kanye West started, like, if I didn't like President Trump, but let's say I was, I used to think of myself on the far left or whatever, progressive, whatever. That word doesn't really have any meaning anymore. Hillary Clinton is progressive. Who knows what that word means? But I used to think of myself as, never imagined I would really, really like President Trump. But if I still kept that mentality and was like, well, I don't like Trump, but I can't vote Democrat. I'd vote for birthday party. The name is the birthday party. What could be better? Exactly, Arya. Exactly. What is presidential? What does that even mean? Democrats are hilarious. They don't want to debate, but then they try to... Democrats can't stand debate, and then they try to redefine words. But then when you call them out and say, wait a second, they don't want to they don't want to hear it. They're basically like, nah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Without Twitter and Facebook, without these cyber realities, you do not have, without these cyber worlds, you do not have a Democratic Party. What on earth? What do they stand for? What do they stand for? What do they stand for? What policies do they want to implement? You cannot name a policy. You can name a whole bunch of policies. What is their foreign policy about? Can anyone communicate, articulate, explain what Democratic Party's foreign policy is about? Can anyone do that? Can anyone say, okay, well, their foreign policy is Paul Klupax. The new politics will be diminished by Trump and Kanye. Exactly. Trump 2016 voters will vote Trump again. Additional Trump 2020 voters is a reality. Landslide. Paul, I think there's a possibility. There really is. I think that he'll win. I think he'll win decisively. I think that he could win. It could be a landslide, and there goes the left. It's done. But I will say this. The equivalent of a landslide victory, Paul, thank you very much. The equivalent, Paul, of a landslide victory is the popular vote. If President Trump wins the popular vote, they're done. They are absolutely done politically because their legitimacy, their credibility has always been tied to the popular vote. But they outspent Trump 2-1. So... there you go. Parabiology 101. Trump is like Neo in the Matrix. Yeah, he can bend and shape the media world to his will. Exactly. Also can't type Jay's name or wiki. It won't let me buy chat. Thank you, Parabiology 101. Hey, even me, I have to can't really say the words too often. But yeah, I mean, I want Assange free. He deserves freedom. The left is... it's like a cauldron, this cauldron of negativity. That's why they don't get... See, Parabiology 101, he's like Neo in the Matrix, he is. And they're stuck in Parabiology 101. Remember Tron? Their lives are stuck in this Tron world. They're stuck in this Tron world where they live in a cyber reality. Okay, it's the equivalent of spending your entire life on MySpace 12, 13 years ago. Okay? 14, 15 years ago, whatever. Nobody knows what anyone said on MySpace. Nobody cares anymore. Do you think 15 years from now, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to care what Trump tweeted? The platform is going to be completely obsolete. It should have already been obsolete. There's no benefit. There's zero benefit. It's not even like this global commons or whatever. It's this place where you can lose your job, lose your livelihood, get into daily arguments with people you don't know, it's this emotion factory where if you just want to feel negative emotions, whether you're on the left or right, go there. I still don't understand, like, after November 3rd, when Trump wins again, he's going to take down social media with him. I mean, with the Democratic Party. Because people are going to realize, they're going to say, look, we spent our entire lives on social media, and it didn't work out. Parabiology 101, thank you. Fatty Ludus, great name. New Jersey won't release Trump's primary count due to it being contested. And that's the thing. If you look, and God bless the people of New Jersey, I know, like, just only the most amazing people, and the most amazing people I've met in my life have been from New Jersey and New York. But if you look at New York, New Jersey, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Illinois, that's well over half of all the cases and lives lost in the entire United States of America. So it's just like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how inept Democrats are at wielding political influence. Fanny Ludus, thank you. Great name. Lisa, hello. Mitchell, hello. Kanye West is the new Vladimir Putin. Oh my goodness, we had Vladdy try to steal the election from us. And now we have Kanye. I can't get a break. If it's not the Russians, it's the Kanyes. Oh my God. My wife worked so hard for this. And what did Madam Secretary tweet today? Let's see. This, of course, has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton thinks she would have handled pandemic better. Again, that's just a couple hours ago. But here, if you look, 7 hours ago, I'm just saying, female leaders, so there you go. I'm going to do another segment. Clinton announces presidency. I'm just saying. Here we go. They're talking about women's suffrage. Yay! They're talking about the 19th Amendment, or as Biden calls it, the amendment that we're going to abolish the 19th. It's rampant. They're ramping it up, and I gotta say, she looks fantastic. God bless her. She looks really wonderful. Really better. Biden, I'm telling you something. Have you seen the new Biden ads? If that's not CGI graphics, I don't know what is. If that's not CGI graphics, Eric H526. I know. I think you're repeating what I said in jest, but it's really funny. Could you imagine Biden who won't be nominated? He's not going to be giving an hour. I just want to let you know, I want to repeal the 19th. No, this is just a joke. But Clinton comes out and says, and she looks fantastic. Oh my God. I mean, she looks great. She's ready to run for president. She's fantastic. And when she gets the nomination, it will be, I love you. And it'll be that Whitney Houston song, and I will always love you. Will always love you. And that'll be from the far left. Are you kidding? That won't even be from the from the I'm with her crowd. When Clinton is the nominee, and she will be. It'll be that song, and I will always love you. Ooh. I love you, Madam Secretary. You're the best. It's so horrible what happened to the former vice president. It's just so horrible. I mean, who could have predicted a stampede of wild elephants? It's just so unpredictable. I mean, on Pennsylvania Avenue? Really? They shouldn't have let them out of the zoo because of the pandemic. I guess we need somebody new. However it happens. However it happens, it's going to be fantastic. Nobody knows how it's going to happen, but it's going to be amazing. It is going... Karen, hello. It is going to be amazing. Parabiology 101. Gee, Whitney. But that's what's going to happen. Do you understand? When they... Because, today, just she's like, well, women leaders do it better. Yeah, they do it better. Don't tell that to Biden. Lord knows what he would... I can attest to that. I'm all for female leaders. In fact, I've been giving female leaders everything they need for a long time. Check out my website, femaleleaders.com. Bill Clinton. She just writes, I'm just saying. She still has the pinned tweet from November 9th, 2016. How am I not right? How am I not right on this? It will be the biggest political call of all time. She still has a pinned tweet from November 9th. You think she's still thinking about it? Do you think she's still thinking about the election? She has a pinned tweet from November 9th. And I will always love you. I'm just saying. I'm not going to get into every time is a big problem. If I even play, I'll save it for my late night stream in a couple of hours. I'm trying to do them earlier from now on, the first one. Wally Bob, Bill and Joe, the original five. 407 years ago. Wally Bob. I just want to tell you, when I started this country, the foundation of this country was in the palm of my hands, literally. Wally Bob. So, female leaders do it better. Hillary Clinton stated a couple hours ago, and do you think she was referring to the exhumed body? Of course, I'm referring to Biden. Do you think she was referring to the man who looks like an exhumed body and communicates like a cadaver? Who looks like a cadaver that got Botox and plastic surgery? Tales from the Crypt looks like a beauty pageant winner compared to Biden. And the CGI graphics, my God. They went from a man who looks like he just left a coffin to flawless skin. Do you understand? He has flawless, he looks like he's like an old 20-year-old. Go watch his new ads. They're amazing. It's like flawless. Aria Lee! You're hilarious, H.A. Thank you, Aria. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Aria. Thank you for always watching. Thank you, Aria. I know you're going to be here November 3rd with Parabiology and G-Man and everybody here. And Wally Pop and Cosmic Grandpa. And West Texas and Mitchell Smith and Luke St. Martin and Eric H526. It's going to be fantastic. It is going to be amazing. When they lose again, it'll be like this. Even though you can't hear anything in outer space, it'll be like, ah! Chad Swans! 11-11, yes. Yes, you'll be the nominee with Susan Rice's running mate. I just disagree with you that this is an act on Joe's part. He's really losing his mind. Dementia fish. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is true. There is something there. There is something there. I think he's adding a little mustard to it, or like, you know, putting on a little bit of a show. There's something there. So, there is something going on. There is something going on. That's a good small favor to ask of you. It wasn't like it wasn't the grifting that Bernie did. I got a small favor to ask of you. Do you have $1? Because I collected 200 million. Yeah, I did. It was in 2016. It was $200 million for the Medicare for All fund that went to the Messiah, and he never came down with the money. Yeah. Just wondering again if you have a dollar for the application that didn't work in Iowa fund linked to the Clinton campaign fund, in which they notified Mayor Pete that he won before the app decided to work finally 3 days later. Fund. And that's not the way Biden does it, guys. This is a soul of the nation. He talks like Clint Eastwood. Chad Swans, thank you. He talks like Clint Eastwood. Every time Biden speaks, he has this James Dean, cool, just looking at. He's just looking at. I got a small favor to ask you. How does that? And like whenever you listen to Biden, you're like, yeah, what? I can't hear you. Crypto Morpheus. All who donated to Bernie feel the burn. Yeah, and you can't take antibiotics for that burn. That's a pocketbook burn. Crypto Morpheus, thank you. When Clinton, Chad, and Crypto Morpheus, when Clinton becomes nominee on the centennial of the 19th Amendment, the ghost of Susan B. Anthony, oh my God, they'll all be flying around. It'll be like one of the rides in Disneyland. the haunted house, they'll be like specters flying around virtually, I guess, because nobody's going to the DNC. The ghost of Susan B. Anthony, and they'll be like, oh yes, Hillary, yes. It will be the best. There's not going to be anything better. I know I sound like I'm losing my mind because he hasn't officially taken it yet, but it's happening. You better believe it. Paul S. Thank you, Paul. Paul S. Thank you so very, very. Love it. Love the emoji. Thank you, Paul. To my viewers in Canada, thank you so very, very much. Paul S. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Paul S. Thank you. Paul, be here. Be here November 3rd. It's going to be amazing. President Trump's going to win. The polls are completely meaningless. Not only are the polls meaningless, but you have Democrats overrepresented in every poll. And the public relations spin is unbelievable. Everyone picks Trump on the economy. Independents choose Trump on the economy. And you don't have Gary Johnson. Now you have Kanye West in the birthday party. Paul S., thank you, sir. Thank you so very, very much. Very, very kind of you. Be here, please, November 3rd. Everyone, be here November 3rd. Thank you again, Paul. Anthony Andrea! HA, thanks for the daily news. How does HSC find her way in? Did Biden leave a note? I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. But it could be that he jumps into the reflecting pool without any clothes on. It could be he streaks down Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't know. Just today, Clinton is going to be nominee. And my Democratic spidey sense is tingling. Every day tingling more. Could be gas. But I think it's my Democratic Party spidey sense. There's something going on. There's something, because then they see Kanye West. And Kanye West knows this too. Almost certainly he knows what's up. He knows what's going on. There's no way that he doesn't know exactly what's going on. So he knows what's going on. Paul, thank you again. Anthony, he knows what's going on. He knows what's going on, and the Democrats, if they don't win the popular... See, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, this is almost... I say obviously it's not as important, but it's almost as important. Paul, Anthony, everybody here, Eric H526, this is why you deal with my annoying personality for an hour every live stream. This is the little gem that I'm going to give you. The popular vote is the basis of the Democratic Party's credibility, legitimacy, all of that. If they don't have the popular vote, they're done. Jim, I don't think so. I don't think he has enough charisma to reach a broad enough voting base. Jimbo! Very happy you've added Martians to your repertoire. Jimbo! Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you. If they don't win the popular vote, Paul and Jimbo and everybody here, they're going to implode. Do you understand? See, I think we all learn, especially like if you're voting for President Trump, you're doing so despite the screeching and maniacal banter of people on the left. And you've learned through sports or life or business or whatever, you've learned that like losing can help you win in the long run. You know, you need to be humble to achieve victory or your goals in life or objectives, because if you're not humble, then you're just arrogant and overly confident without having any grasp of reality, kind of like the Democratic Party. It's now become an exercise in this emotional comfort zone they have, this bubble they have, where they just repeat the same nonsense over and over again. Trump's a danger, oh, he's horrible, demagogue, blah, blah, blah. And they don't realize, well, he's done a lot of great things. First Step Act, first president stepped foot in North Korea, bringing home American soldiers. He's doing these great things that President Obama did not do. And then this is the interesting part also. This is something also that will eventually they'll have to deal with. They look at historical figures and they say, oh my God, this person did this. Oh my God, completely remove him from history. Well, There are people now, human beings, being bought and sold in a country that was obliterated by President Obama's failed NATO intervention. So how do we judge President Obama? Do we judge him based solely on how he ruined the lives of millions upon millions upon millions of people? Anthony Andrea! So Kanye is our Ross Perot? I think so. Although, did Ross Perot... I think so. I do agree that 2024 could be Kanye's year. We keep the Senate and pick up the House? I don't know about that. It could be that President Trump gets the popular vote, wins the presidency, the Electoral College, and they keep the House, we keep the Senate. I don't know. I don't know about that. Anthony, thank you. I think very much could be, even more than Ross Perot. Wally Pop! Joe grows a mustache to smell hair all the time. Wally Pop! Yes! Old school dad man. West Trump Hillary debate. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But could you imagine old school dad man, Kanye West versus Ted Cruz? And Ted Cruz, like, what has he done, or Marco Rubio or any of them? Ted Cruz has done almost the same as Lindsey Graham, maybe more so, to help President Trump. None of these senators have really done much to really help President Trump. Paul S., thank you again, Paul. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. You look and it's like, should I read you this letter? Oh, you know what? I'll save it. Hopefully my microphone is actually working, because the microphone was at the same setting. So maybe I have a completely messed up voice. So that's one reason to tune into H.A. Goodman's other channel right after this. But you look at... And by the way, to my new Patreons, thank you. You help me greatly, 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 greatly continue doing what I'm doing. The Super Chat and the Patreons are really, like, enable me to do what I do. I have a small channel, relatively small, this channel, and an even smaller channel, H.A. Goodman's other channel. So, I'm a YouTuber that is able to do what I do with the Super Chats and the Patreon support, and so thank you very much. President Trump, the walls are closing, and the walls are closing, and the walls are closing in. Trump. Walls are closing in. Okay, so here, we could just do this forever. Trump. Montage. Walls are closing in. The walls are closing in on Trump. The walls are closing in on Trump, CNN. Washington Post, the walls are closing in. Jennifer Rubin said the walls are closing in. The walls are closing in. Oh, my God. They're so... the point that I made is that they're so arrogant. They just think... They keep losing. They lose the election. They lose the okay... If they lose again, they're done, because they've spent 4 years saying they're going to win. If Trump is not an anomaly, then they're the anomaly. Dun, dun, dun. If Trump is not the anomaly, then they're the anomaly. Biden's brain. My handlers keep hiding me by putting Trump. Biden's brain, thank you. William, all the way. Don't forget Helen's razor. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Exactly. That is a great. That's true. Democrats are a good combination of both. They're a good combination of both, but yeah, I think that is a great. That's a great statement. That's a great statement. It's true. You might, like, just to give them too much credit in terms of what they're capable of, or how inept they are. It might not just be malice, or it isn't just malice. It's definitely, they're exactly, they epitomize that quote, but like Trump's book, the whole Mary Trump, like, what do I care? Why would I care? Why on earth would I care about what Mary Trump says? If you just write Trump is horrible, it'll be retweeted 1,000 times. So like why would I and again, this actually helps Trump. The more people think of Trump, the better it is for him. I mean, so William, thank you. Ariel! Hey, H.A., do you have any thoughts on a Republican who could take Trump's place? Ariel, like in 2024, I don't know. Donald Trump Jr.? Donald Trump Jr.? I don't know. I don't think Pence at all. Definitely don't think Pompeo or Pence. I don't think Ted Cruz. I don't think Marco Rubio. They don't really have. I mean, honestly, it would be too soon in his political career because he just Madison Cawthorn is amazing. He could be president, but that would be like 2-3 elections from now. He's only 24. Actually, he has to be 40 years old, right? So it'd be 20 years from now. 35. Sorry, 35. So about 10 years from now. But Ariel, I don't see anybody. I don't see any. I mean, look, Tucker Carlson, there's a chance. I think he would have to add a little bit more. He has his own charisma, but there has to be a little bit broader of an appeal. So Trump had that, actually, even though Democrats don't want to admit that. But Tucker Carlson would easily defeat anyone on the left. Anyone. That's why they really can't stand him, because he's eloquent and he's very good. Same with, like, you have people who want to discuss things like Ben Shapiro or Tucker Carlson or Steven Crowder. You have people who want to discuss. I would love to debate any major million sub or 4 million sub pundit anytime, any day about President Trump. They would never do that. They would never do that because they don't want to get into the weeds regarding the fabricated Trump-Russia debacle. They don't want to have to defend Clinton. And when Clinton becomes nominee, because it ain't going to be when Clinton becomes nominee, it's going to be like everyone will kind of see what's really going on. So they won't be able to kind of a big part of their narrative and their marketing shtick will disintegrate, because we'll realize, from the Steele dossier till now, that's what it was all about. They're not going with Biden. They don't even want Biden. The New York Times doesn't want Biden to debate President Trump. And then they say, well, there has to be a fact-checking organization. No, usually it's Biden's job and it's Trump's job to fact-check one another. That's what a debate is about. This is unbelievable. They want everything spoon-fed from, and they want Debbie Wasserman Schultz holding the spoon. That's what a debate is about. If you are debating somebody and they say something that's wrong, you fact-check them. You're the one who's supposed to fact-check. That's how you win a debate, by fact-checking your opponent. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Paul S., thank you again. Everyone, thank you so very much. I will be back. It's 8 right now. check out H.A. Goodman's other channel in about 2, 3, 4 minutes. I have a great segment on there. Great segment. You'll love it. You know what? My microphone might be messed up, so I might sound like Darth Vader. So that'll also be a plus. But Ariel, thank you. William, thank you. Mitchell, hello. Go ahead, check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right this second. The link is below in the pinned comment. And people, thank you again to my super chat. Thank you to my new Patreons. Thank you so very, very much. Definitely check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. I talk about some issues that I don't usually talk about, especially not on this channel. And you will love it. It's a great segment. It's about the Harper's letter that Noam Chomsky and J.K. Rowling inadvertently use, or they inadvertently prove that President Trump is a pillar of democracy. Because they're the ones who, you just go ahead, definitely check out the segment. You'll see what I'm saying. Be here, ladies and gentlemen, around 11 p.m., maybe 10:30 p.m. I will be back in about 2.5 to 3 hours, and I didn't do a second segment last night, but I will tonight. All right, everybody. God bless. Thank you so very much. Paul, thank you again. Everyone in the super chat, thank you. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526. I'll see you soon, and thanks everybody.